everybody and welcome on today's video. Today I'd like to remove the plastic of my big fusion on a big rock tree and see how the roots are doing, because I think that I should maybe add a few more trees. I have 6 trees here because I have quite a lot of space between the rock and the trees, so maybe I can add a few more trees, but it might also mean that I need to cover up some roots, because I'm not quite happy with this trunk over a root system. It's just not working. You really need roots over a rock to make it look real and convincible. So yeah, well, first of all, I need to remove this plastic. First, save my moss, because it's nice moss. There's some really nice little pieces of moss. And then have a look at these roots and see how we can improve this. So let's go. I started this project 3 years ago. Yeah, in the beginning of the pandemic. It is something I will not forget easily. These were very strange times. Okay, so I'm trying to save a few nice pieces of moss, and the bad pieces of moss I will include in my not good moss bag. And then afterwards I use them to cover up okay, so we have strange things. What is this? Are these seedlings or suckers? I don't know. Well, let's have a look at that. Well, anyway, I don't know what it is, so let's just get rid of it. I think these are suckers. Okay, so I need to have a good look at my tree now. I also will try to remove some of the older raffia that is there since, I don't know, 3 years, I guess. There are also a few dead things here that I also need to remove. So I'm going just to scratch away all the surface. And I remember that there was a hollow here, which was very nice, because I want a empty piece here. Now, if all these roots were a big success like I hoped they would be, I could get this whole thing out of the pot a little more and raise it. But I don't think it is possible to do that right now. So this is just going to be a question of scratching and all these things. But you see, there should be something here, maybe something here, maybe here, I don't know. So I see what I can do. But first of all, I need to clean this up, and then we'll have a better look at what's going on. Now, of course, in the back I have a whole lot of good trees, which is certainly fine. But that doesn't mean that I have a good number of trees in the front, which should be better. But okay, I have to I really have to do something here. Rethink this whole thing. Add some more trees, but I can only do that if I have a good visual. So see you in a couple of minutes. Well, no, seconds. For me it's gonna be minutes. So whatever, see you. Finding quite some raffia here, and I really need to cut these things loose because they're blocking the removal of the soil, and some are coming loose very easily. Another, I don't know where I tied them. So yeah, it's just going to be a question of pulling on them and then see what they're doing, and piece by piece I guess I'll get them all off. I'm also finding a few dead stumps, but luckily not a lot. There was one here, yeah, there's one here, so I'm going just to cut that back. And here I have a whole lot of raffia. I don't know where it's coming from, but okay. I'll dig my way through the whole thing, and yeah, I think I will get there. Slowly but surely. But I will need to replace this raffia with other raffia, so okay, but I will remove this one, because the old one, because I think that at some point it's really going to bite in some of the trees that are there for a couple of years and will make terrible scars that will be very difficult to heal. Okay, so cut that one. Okay, so I'm continuing, be right back. I managed to remove all the raffia, which is great. Didn't expect that to work, but okay. So now I'm going to dig in and get maybe 1 or 2 centimeters out of this pot here without removing the whole rock and trees from the pot. And I think I need to do that so that I can add a few more trees and make sure that they're deep enough in the pot to give them some space to grow. This one is clinging nicely to the rock here. It's kind of nice. Just a little remaining of the raffia. I like this part here where the tree is going straight in the ground, but not clinging to the rock. So I'm going to remove, as I said, 1 or 2 centimeters here, trying to make some space, make some room for the next trees, which is, well, I'm not going to say that it's boring, but it's not that really interesting to watch, but it has to be done if you want to make a nice rock clinging composition. So I'll do that, and then I'll be back to position the new trees and see how I can manage that. So I managed to create some space, some root space for the new trees. And as I said before, in the back I'm quite happy with what's going on. Don't think I need to do a whole lot more there. Might try to get these ones together so it's spread out a little better, so I can use a piece of this old raffia here If it doesn't snap, well, that works. So I have a better distribution here. These trees are still not clinging to the rock, but they will eventually, if I apply the right pressure on them. But that's something that I will have to deal with when I apply the new raffia, which I have to do in a couple of minutes. So now I need to find a few suitable trees to add in this composition, and this one doesn't look bad because I have this little branch here, and I will remove the whole top part. Just keep this little one because I can put it right under this, and this should fill up this hole quite well. Now, as you see, I don't have a whole lot of roots that are growing in the ground here. Well, I have none, so that's really not a lot. And maybe I can add another one. How about right here? That should work fine. Going to get these two together with a piece of raffia. I should add it in the fusion here, but I cannot do that because I don't have my pliers right now. So I do that when everything is rooted. Well, no, not rooted, but that's not bad. It's a very good fit for this rock. And here I don't think that I need to remove a whole lot of the top part. Maybe just this. Yeah, this really needs to be included in this fusion, so I will have to work on that wire. And maybe if I can find a good one for this spot, but this is not good. This is very straight, but straight is not bad in this case. This might be nice. So I'll just remove the top growth, leaving these buds here so that I can put them right here. And since it is the end of March, this thing will have quite some time to grow. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, well, this might just work. Okay. So very happy with this one. And I wonder if I could add one more here but that might be very complicated to get this under. Like I said, I really want a root part. Nah. Well, who knows? Who knows? Could this work? It's not bad because it's a big root and I surely can put that against the rock. But I'll have to include that in the wiring here. So how did I do this wiring? Okay, so I can pull that out quite easily. Would be even better if I could get it through this hole, but that means that I will have to remove that piece and probably all this and this. Okay, I'll try. Probably ruin the leaves here, but if I can keep a few, that's gonna be enough. So these went through quite nicely. So as long as I have growth on that tree, should work just fine. Okay, so I'm really happy with that. So now I get my raffia and I tie this all together as well as I can. So I'll be right back, going to get my stuff. So what I'm thinking to do here is make a little loop. This is new raffia. It's important to use new raffia because the others looks good, but once that you are once that you are trying to reuse this older raffia, most of the time it snaps. So I'll try to guide all these new roots between the raffia and the rock. And apply some extra tension where I can. So I only added new trees in the front. And of course, as you might see, I can still put my finger between the rock and the trees. So that's not good. Well, in some spots it's okay. In other spots it is not. So where I can, I will press it as hard as I can. But then I'll have to push some more, but I have an idea. So let's finish this. But for the moment I'm quite happy with how it goes. So, back up again. And always adding some more pressure. Looks fine. So that's the best I can do. I'm reasonably happy with this. So now I'm going to get some pieces of foam. The idea now is that I cut a piece of foam, about that thick, like so, and that I push it between the tree and the raffia so that it compresses the tree against the trunk. So that's a good one. Another one here. I have to eyeball every separate piece. Looks a little strange, I know, but it's a technique that I used a few times, and well, it works, and it's not hurting the trees. So here I need something at an angle, I think. So and every time you add a little piece of foam, of course you augment the pressure on the whole raffia thing. So in the back, I'm going to do something also. It's not that important, it's the back, but okay. If you can improve it, why not? This one, it's not gonna work. It's too big already. Of course, the idea is that you will see that the trees will thicken and, of course, will cling to the rock. But I think that's all I can do. There's not a lot I can do here. Here, that's too big. No, I think that's it. Okay, so I'm going to put back my plastic now and fill this whole thing up with soil. So that's gonna take some time, but I'll be back when this is done. Took me a good 20 minutes to fill this thing up with soil because, well, it's not really accessible. But I must say that I'm quite happy with the results. So now what I want to do is try to include these new little trees and make them fuse. So I'm just going to take some wire and then tie it together with the existing wire. but not too hard, like so, and then remove the older portion, because there's no need to keep things that can bite in if they don't serve any other purpose. So here I have good tension now on the new one, and I'm just going to fix this. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And there was another part where I wanted to do something here. Yeah. So this is a very thin wire. You can always cut that with the more back end of your pruners. That's not doing any harm. But here I need to get out this piece here, which is copper electrical wire. Unwind this a little bit. And then rewind it with the new tree included. So like that. Trying not to damage any buds here. Okay, and now I can unwire the upper part. Okay, and then include the new tree. But where do I want it? That's the question. Because at this point, I think it's just going to be a part of the thickening of the trunk, which is very good, of course. And I also think that I should remove this copper wire here around these two little branches. They were wired for the whole winter. So maybe these branches already stay in position. And if they bounce back a little, that's not a big deal. And the same for this one. So I'm grabbing the wire here so that when I unwind I don't break the branch. I can always rewire this if it's necessary, but I think a good free growing season is also very important. Okay, so this is going to be a whole lot of tension because I need to get this one close to this one. But it will work. Okay. I'm trying to show something on camera here, but it's not always that easy. That's not bad. Okay. I have a few good buds here. think I will just try to make these 3 views here at the top by applying a extra tension. And I don't think that I'm going to need this one in the future, but okay, let it extend and grow well. So a few of these roots from the trees that I added, well, they will not make it because they're in the air, so can tie this up a little. But I think I made some progress. This root and this root is just in the right position. So yeah. Okay. I kind of like this one too. It might do something in the back here in the future. So it's looking quite good, I think. Maybe I'll try to give some tension on these so that they stay nicely together. But there's always a fine line between putting tension and breaking something, so yeah. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to clean up and I'll be back. So this concludes the work on this big fusion on a rock, whatever tree. So let's hope that everything grows well. A little tree 60 to show you what we have. And that's basically it. So, well, thank you for watching and see you next time.